He was playing again the game of debate. This is in order to make a point. They says, of course, wow. Now you see, you come down to their mentality. They're worshiping the stars. Now I told them, oh wow, when the stars disappear and the moon came, he says, oh, what about this? Is it better than the stars? And yeah. And then when the moon disappeared and the sun came, he says, what about the sun is bigger than the moon? And then when the sun left, he says, you know what? I'm going to worship only Allah. Because if I worship the sun and the sun disappear, when the sun is not here, to whom I should worship now? When the star disappears, should whom? So he makes a point, no one believes on him. He's passing through Egypt. He found another tyrant, and this tyrant, he was a womanizer. Any woman on the city, if it's beautiful, bring it to me. And Sarah, the ulama, they say she was the most beautiful woman in the world at that time. And Ibrahim alayhi salam, now is only Ibrahim as a muwahhid, a believer. We have Sarah alayhi salam, the first wife of Ibrahim, and we have Lot, which is his nephew, Lot alayhi salam. Now they passing by Ibrahim alayhi salam, the angel Jibreel, he says, you are going to pass by a tyrant. And if he asks you, who's this woman, don't tell him, is my wife. If you tell him it's my wife, he will kill you. If you tell him it's my sister, he will take it, but he will not kill you. They took the woman, which is Sarah alayhi salam, and the minute he wants to touch her, she was making dua against him, and his hand paralyzed. And then he asked her, please ask your God to relieve me, to relieve my hand. She make dua, Ya Allah, I don't want to get her. Then he jump on her, he's paralyzed 3 times. He says, I cannot touch. He asked them, I cannot touch this woman. It's mamnu'a, it's forbidden for me, this woman. Get out from me. I cannot touch her. And he says, we give her a servant, Hajar alayhi salam. I don't know if I can finish, let me see, the story of how many, oh my God, 40 minutes. So they give her Hajar as a gift. Hajar alayhi salam came, and Ibrahim was making dua and praying. And Sarah, she says, Najjani Allah min aduwillah. Allah saved me from the enemy of Allah. Wa ahdana Hajar. And he gave us Hajar as a gift. And he gave them more gift. And she says, Sarah, since you don't have children with me, I am going to give you Hajar as a wife to bring children for you, inshallah. That's where Ismail alayhi salam, she gives the first birth to Ismail. She got jealous. This is the nature of the women. At the beginning she was okay, everything is fine. The next day there is ghira, there is jealousy, which is the normal nature of the women. She says, I don't want to see her. Ghabbirha, get rid of her. I don't want to see her. That's your wife, that's your child, but I have, the feeling. Ibrahim, actually, it wasn't like that. This is from Allah. Jibreel came to Ibrahim. He said, take Hajar and her son to Bayt Haram, to Mecca. Mecca was baited, it was desert, it was nothing. All of this manasik, because of this Hajar and her baby Ismail, Ibrahim took them to there, dropped them, and look at the faith. Immediately Hajar learned so much faith from Ibrahim alayhi salam. Immediately, when Allah wants to guide someone, you don't need so much effort. When somebody is not going to be guided, you can talk for 20, 30 years, but the guidance doesn't go. Hajar, it's amazing. Now Ibrahim left her onto the desert with small water and small date, and the baby suckling needs to suckle the milk. Left them over there. Ibrahim turned away without saying no word. It's a big test, like I said. وَإِذِ ابْتَلَى إِبْرَاهِيمَ رَبُّهُ بِكَلِمَاتٍ فَأَتَمَّهُنَّ. Ibrahim never say no to Allah. Whatever, Ya Ibrahim, go drop your wife and this. Today, if you drop your wife and the biggest place, but again, for no reason, this is a reason there. There is Allah creating an ummah for Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to come. This is a nation that comes for Tawheed. The Risala is going to be finished. Khatamul Anbiya is going to come. This is a preparation for Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, by the way. The Hajj that was prescribed by Ibrahim and Hajar. Hajar starts looking for water, back and forth, I'm almost close. Come close. 7 times back in Safa and Marwa, Safa and Marwa. The last time, 7 times, she heard something. It was an angel, but she heard some noise. She says, who? She says, who's there? And she found an angel. Who's there? Strike the water, Zamzam. Imagine you are in the desert, you have a river. She became the most rich woman in that desert right now. Jurhum family from Yemen, the tribes that they traveled back and forth, they saw the birds around the water, they came down. They have so much quality. They did not burglarize, they did not steal water from her. They asked her, can we use the water? She says, no, you have to pay for it, which is okay. They said, no problem. They give food, they exchange food. She had a house, her son grew up, and life becomes amazing. Now she had food, and when subhanallah Ibrahim was said to her, I'm leaving, she says, hey, ya Ibrahim, are you leaving us here with the baby? The Ibrahim didn't say nothing. She says, first time, the second time, the third time, she asked him, Allahu Amar. This is my favorite word. Hajar alayhi salam. Ummuna Hajar alayhi salam. When Ibrahim is sad and he's there thinking, Ya Allah, you know, sometimes you are tested. You're a human being. She says, Allahu amaraka bihada. Is it something from Allah? He says, yes. With his head like this. Yes, it's from Allah. She says, go. Wallahi la yudayya'ana. He says, go. Allah will never forsake us. Allah will never loses us. Allah will never forsake us or leave us alone. She says, go now. Subhanallah. As soon as he goes, 7 times the water is gone, then the Zamzam come, Jurhum come, family. This is what you see now in Saudi. And he went to the dunes and he says, Ya Allah, give them money, give them wealth. This is why you see the oil over there. Dua of Ibrahim, that we're not thanking Allah. He says, جعل هذا البلد آمنا وارزق أهله من الثمرات, and give them food and drink and everything. And he says, من آمن منهم, only the believers, Ya Allah. Allah says, no, ومن كفر, even the disbelievers I will give them on that land. And then look at them, they found this and they become what they become now. Allah says, even the kuffar, Ibrahim alayhi salam left, came back. Ismail was about 13 years. He used to go back and forth, by the way, with Buraq. Jibreel used to take him to visit back and forth from Palestine to this, because he was in Palestine, alayhi salam, make da'wah in Palestine. The first people who worship Allah, the oneness of Allah, because da'wah of Ibrahim alayhi salam in Palestine a little bit. And then Allah commanded him to slaughter or to sacrifice his own son, which this story, I don't think you need to hear it again and again. We hear it, we say it all the time in Eid al-Adha. And he says, Ya Allah, no problem. Again, he went to his son, he said, Inni ara fil manami anni adbahuk, qala ya abati fa'al ma tu'mar. Oh my father, do what Allah commanded you. It shows you that Ismail alayhi salam also has one of the greatest faith in Allah and tawakkul, that this is from Allah. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala causes the knife not to slaughter. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says, فَلَمَّا أَسْلَمَا وَتَلَّهُ لِلْجَبِينِ. When they both of them submitted to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and they say, Ya Allah, whatever you command we will do. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says, we substitute with one of the greatest kabsh, which is udhiyah, which is the qurbani. And from there, Ibrahim alayhi was commanded by Allah to build the Kaaba. They built the Kaaba, they put the black stone. And then Ibrahim alayhi went to Palestine, and he dies over there. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم. اللهم اغفر لنا ذنوبنا وإسرافنا في أمرنا. اللهم آت نفوسنا تقواها وزكها أنت خير من زكاها. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون. سلام على المرسلين والحمد لله. جزاكم الله خير. السلام عليكم. Thank you.